What up, bitches? It's the misanthropic one, aka He Who Hungers, and I'm back up in this bitch for another rant. Please follow me on BitChute, Brighteon, and Odyssey, most particularly Odyssey, because that's gonna be the next platform to blow up, I feel. Uh Under the misanthropic one, same name. I'm over there fucking shit up. And please like this video. Please share it all over social media, Facebook, Twitter, what have you, to fight the YouTube algorithm and censorship. Now, the beautiful woman that you're looking at is a woman named Nadria Tucker. And the reason I want to talk about her is because she was a producer on the current CW show called Superman and Lois. And I know I'm kind of late to this story, but it came up in my Google feed and I wanted to do a video on it because, you know, I always talk about this sort of shit. And she was let go from Superman and Lois because, she claims because there was misogyny, sexism, and racism with that was like embedded within the storyline and casting and all this stuff. And let's Jesus Christ. Where am I going to start? All right, we'll just start with this, with her Twitter. You go on her Twitter, Nadria Tucker, and you look right in her bio, and you're gonna see so many red flags. She's a self-proclaimed SJW, which is that's the king of them all. She has her pronouns in her bio, hashtag BLM. I mean, Jesus Christ. Like, look, if you're looking to, if any of you guys are out here looking to create a show based off an IP or basically do, you know, any type of, yeah, I would say any show, particularly based off an IP, you do not want to hire these people that are essentially activists. Okay? You go on this woman's own website and on her resume, and it's basically her homepage is her resume, but you click on the resume link and you go to the body of it. This is the first sentence. Nadria Tucker is a black female writer with produced episodes of Sci-Fi's comic book series Krypton and WGN's critically acclaimed historical drama Underground. Okay? So she's letting you know she's a black female writer, which is cringe as fuck. Like in a resume, you have to put your race into it. Like when you do shit like this, like it doesn't tell the person anything. You just say, listen, I'm a writer with produced episodes of Krypton and critically acclaimed historical drama Underground. They don't need to know your race. Why are you telling them that? Why? So they feel bad and go, oh shit, you know, I gotta hire her now, or you know, or they gotta fall for the diversity, the forced diversity bullshit. Nah, your merit means everything. Like I don't want, like, you should be happy that they want to work with you based off the work you did. You telling them that you're black doesn't do anything. It really doesn't. It's more demeaning than anything because it kind of puts people in a position where, oh shit, maybe I should hire this person so I'm not looked at as racist. All right. But these are the kind of like the motherfucking like red flags that you got to look for. People like this make IPs and just franchises and shit in general suck nowadays, from comic books to sports to everything. You know what I'm saying? You know, I've talked about this multiple times, right? So anyway, my other problem, you can compile this with the fact that this show is on the CW, right? And CW owns a lot of these DC IPs, DC comic IPs, like Green Arrow, or they call it Arrow, Flash. They have Supergirl. They got which is horrendous, and Batwoman, which is the most. It is that's the worst offender. Now, Superman and Lois I was attracted to because I saw the trailer. People were talking about it, raving about it. So I said, let me see what this is because this is on CW. It's bound to get fucked up, but let me go see. So just looking at the trailer, it had the feel of the Man of Steel movie. It looks like it's shot kind of the same way with kind of with that filter, the that color filter. Um, it has like kind of like a gritty undertone to it, kind of realistic, and the overall premise, which I like, because if you're a fan of Superman or know anything about Superman, we've never been down this road before where Superman and Lois, you know, they get married in the comic books, but them having a family because they have twins. All right. So you could imagine where they can go with it. Do the kids have powers? Superman has to care about his family while trying to save the world, while doing this, that, and the third. It's limitless where they could go, and I'm intrigued. Okay, fine. I watched like the first 15 minutes. I gotta finish watching it. Show looks dope. All right. But again, I have my doubts because this is the CW, and then you have them hiring people like this. So what were her issues? Let me go into it here. So I'm looking at the Huffington Post, and she says that her and the other writers had concerns about several racist and sexist plot lines and tropes, such as jokes about the Me Too movement. All right, let me stop there. First of all, if anyone knows Superman and the environment around Superman, you know, he's kind of like a pure dude. Unless you're looking at like the DC animated universe where they kind of like go a little bit adultish. Like, I want to know what was omitted that was Me Too related. What this girl got offended by, because Me Too itself is a joke, especially at this point. I mean, I knew it from the get-go, but at this point, if you don't see that whole movement itself as a joke for obvious reasons, I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. So I'm dying to know what she was offended by and what lines were said that were so bad in a Superman show. All right. She said scenes featuring female characters that didn't pass the Bechdel test. All right, for those that don't know what that is, I'm gonna read you this shit from Wikipedia, and I know some people are gonna say Wikipedia isn't a credible source, but it's kind of compiled, like it's nice and concise. So I just want to get it out of the way. Bechdel test is a measure of the representation of women in fiction. It asks whether a work features at least two women who talk to each other about something other than a man. The requirement is that the women must be named. The requirement that the two women must be named is sometimes added. According to user-edited databases and the media industry press, about half of all films meet these criteria. Passing or failing the test is not necessarily indicative of how well women are represented in any specific work. Rather, the test is used as an indicator for the active presence of women in the entire field of film and other fiction, and to call attention to gender inequality in fiction. Oh my God, Jesus Christ. I mean, I'm getting tired just reading that shit. Look, the show is called Superman and Lois. So, look, the show shouldn't be too hard, you know. It's not based on, well, you know, look, there's a lot of characters within the Superman universe. I'm sure there's going to be tons of other women besides fucking Lois Lane. You understand? I mean, why is this even an issue? You know, it should just be, and again, this is what I keep telling y'all about this forced diversity nonsense. It's like, why are you forcing that in? It just doesn't make sense. It will come out as cringe, and people are going to be able to see it a mile away. You understand? Speaking of forced diversity, let me wrap this all up because I don't want to repeat it. Her third issue was that the main black character was a villain. Now, I didn't get, like I said, I didn't get too far into the episode, but I looked it up, and I believe, and stop here for those that don't want it spoiled. Just stop here, go watch whatever, and then come back. But I believe she's talking about Lex Luthor, because I looked it up, and I believe the guy that they got to play Lex is black. And for those that don't know Superman, again, Lex Luthor is his main villain. So it's a seminal, iconic supervillain, right? So, I mean, I don't know what to tell. Look, first of all, anyone that's watching this, if you look and see that a villain is a black dude and you think that's emblematic or symbolic, or you try to attribute that to every black person being a bad person, that's your fault. You understand what I mean? Like, the guy's acting. And, I'm not too crazy. I've said this before. I'm not too crazy about race swaps, but what if his acting was just that damn good? You understand? Like, it's a fictional character. And if he's able to portray Lex Luthor, fuck it. And, my mind was kind of changed on this a long time ago when that shitty Daredevil movie came out. The one with, what's his name? Ben Affleck. That was back in 2003. But Michael Clark Duncan played Wilson Fisk, a.k.a. the Kingpin. Played him very well. He was the best part of that movie. So he kind of opened my mind to that. So, you would think this woman, as pro-black as she portrays herself to be, she would be happy that this nigga got a fucking job. Because guess what? If he's that good at portraying Lex Luthor, guess what? It's going to open more doors for him. So in reality, it's actually doing this guy a favor because he's playing an iconic role. So, to be honest, so anyway, they let her go. Which again, I'm kind of glad that they did. And it's sad for me to say that because she seems like she wants to write and do this stuff. But my word of advice is stop with this bullshit, with this SJW nonsense when it comes to IPs and all that stuff. Look, have your beliefs outside of the work, or if you're gonna put it into the work, at least be creative with it. Because when you're doing all this shit on the nose, you're preaching to people. And I want to shout out my man Razor Fist, aka the Rageaholic, because he was talking about this. There was an old video, well, not too old, but and I referenced this before, where he was talking about a playwright who wrote plays, and he started to put his political beliefs in the plays, and each one that he got further and further into started to suck. People weren't going and supporting him because he was becoming more of an activist, and he wrote about it in the book. I have to find out what the name of the author was. And this is what happened with all these fucking bullshit shows, all these comic books, all these video games, all these movies, the fucking NBA, NFL. People don't want to be preached to. And when you come in with this mentality, you're really being an activist. So my word of advice to Nadria, excuse me, is listen, rework your resume, know the source material of some of this shit, because obviously I read one of your tweets. You're a fan of Lois Lane. You wanted to push more of her stories. Okay, great. You worked on Krypton, so that kind of works to your credit when it comes to that shit. So, lean on that. You know what I mean? Stop the SJW shit. That shit just ends up annoying people. It destroys stuff. It's very divisive. And that's all I gotta say, man. Yeah. So I think this one was a long one. Yes, that's what she said. And that's it. Everybody else, y'all know the deal. Leave your love, leave your hate. Most of all, subscribe, and that's it. Peace, bitches.